You know, when you saw the Malefic cards today, you put a little smile on your face. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. How you guys doing today? Are you guys ready for some Malefic talk? I was curious, you know, how obviously a jump promo, everything jump related has been worth something. And I'm actually shocked that the market price on this was as cheap as it is. Now, obviously, you know, most of these are going to populate damaged and mod play copies, which is kind of insane to think about. But then you eventually hit the light play mark down here at $5. Now, let's turn this to near mint. Near mints, you actually do get a decent amount of these populating for about $6 to $8, which is kind of surprising, honestly. This is one of the cheaper jump promos that still does exist within the market. Now, you've also got, Malefic Paradox Dragon. Can I say that I'm surprised to see this card actually starting to go up in value? No, because let me guess, all today, yup, it begins. You know, I guess I shouldn't be surprised to see a card like the Malefic Paradox Dragon, which was basically one of the key centerpieces to the deck. When you give them basically a pay half, establish, build a field, and basically be able to go from there, yeah, it's not all that surprising. Now, you do get into, like the more gimmicky cards, like the Malefic Rainbow Dragon, which is still $2 to $3. Cyber End, which has, honestly, market price still at $3. The Blue Eyes coming in at $3. And then, the super rare Bonds Beyond Time, the movie 2, this would be the one that you got from going and seeing the movie. There was one listing of this on the market and it got cratered. That's actually hilarious. I didn't even know we had those. Alright, now the Starfoil Malefic Truth Dragon, these are $2-ish. Same thing down here with the tin version of Malefic Stardust Dragon. Looks like about $2. Looks like the Malefic Red Eyes Ultra Rare Bonds Beyond Time coming in about $2-ish. Alright. You're shown a jump version of the Malefic Truth Dragon, market price at $1.29. But just looking at, quantities of the remainder of these, Star Pack Common Short Print is $1. In terms of what disappeared here and what actually did its job, yeah, I'm not surprised that it was, the big pieces themselves. Holy crap, that Malefic Cyber End reprint, 299 listings. Well, if you want to pick up a Malefic core, it's definitely the cheapest that I have seen it be, but Paradox Dragon vanishing is kind of interesting. Burst Protocol. We've had a little bit more time to settle through since we looked at this set on Sunday. I'm not going to say that I'm initially surprised to see, more cards shifting around in price, but $234 on Crown still. Fallen of White still maintains the crown, $255. $164 on the Ecclesia. The Spenta's coming in at 75s. The Sheena's also coming in at 75s. Fallen of White's still the most expensive Seeker Rare in the set at $77. Actually, these have been kind of disappearing. Dracotel Chalus coming in at 52. We've got Tinia's coming in at 73s, which I'm not surprised. Lucina's coming in at 84s. Box is holding about 68 right now, give or take. I think these are going to fluctuate some different directions, but time will tell on that. Radiant Typhoon Varum still coming in at 55. Carmel disappearing down to 72 listings. I'm not surprised to see Carmel being one of the ones that's vanishing off of the market. It's just a natural effect. Stardust Dragon Assault Mode, $48. Finally starting to see a little bit of a drop down. Crowns at 60s, but there's only 55 listings of these. This is going to depend on continuously how this card continues to perform. If more and more players are like, no, Crown's not exactly good, then you'll see it shift around. But for now, that's what you're looking at. $44 on the Alpha Note Seraphim. Looks like the Evening Star is still at 49s. Spriggan's Kit, still 44 bucks. All right. Elf Note Magicist Omega, 28 bucks. Still shocked that card is so much. You've also got the Boral Shroud coming in at a whole whopping 25. Looks like Rocket Loader, 32. Mercurium coming in at 29. Ripper M, 28 bucks. Lucina coming in at 24. Looks like Arbiter coming in sub 20 now for a Starlight, which is good. I mean, if you like Rescue Ace, that's not terrible. Royal Archfiend coming in at 20. Spentas are down to 20 and they're actually holding. What does this mean for the future? Honestly, just means that this is a good card. We've seen 1 to 2 Draco Tail variants coming across that players were trying this in. It's still doing all right. Topological Blaster is now under 16. I wonder how much lower that card can go. And then Incredible Ecclesia coming in at 21 and still going. The Twins coming in at 18s. Quick Attacker at 10. I mean, those have tanked so hard. That might be one of the cheapest Starlights I have seen. Spriggan's Kit, $7. Looks like Carmels are repopulating. These were really low on listings earlier today, but we're down to 34 listings now, which is good to actually see some of these, you know, repopulating so that you can actually pick them up. Man, Mercurium still sitting at 80 cents. So I guess key takeaways here, there's some cheap cards in this set, man. But there's also some very good cards in this set, which means the set's being open because players want to chase Crown and they want to chase some of the other, you know, super hard to get versions. Tiras, the Keeper of Armageddon, or Keeper of Genesis. We're doing this again. I swear. We shift around in one side of the format and we're like, oh yeah, Tiras is such a good card. Yeah, it is, but like $43 worth? Like, this is kind of crazy, man. And you're telling me that a battle pack version of this is worth $46? Like, that's crazy. You know, the sad part is, I have people actually paid, no, they spent $30. The problem is right now, this is a card that, like, if you want to build, you know, any of the good decks right now, you kind of need this because you make this, what, in Vanquishal, you're able to use it as a piece to be able to break through the opponent's field because it basically has pseudo protection, which is kind of nuts. Starfoil version's 25 bucks, but god, man, a card that needed a reprint. I can't believe that we fumbled this one as bad as we actually have, because that's crazy. Armillyre, the Star Leader Dragon. Oh, boy. So, I guess we're back on the discussion for this card. First of all, what are my sales for this? Oh, boy. So, you play this because you get the ability to basically bring out some extra monsters to be able to make another rank 5. And that's the same thing that they were doing before. Alright, you can target a face-up card, or face-up monster this card points to, special summon a monster with the same original level from your hand to a zone that this card points to in defense position, but negate its effects. Alright, you are able to basically make extra rank 5s, you could bring out something like a, you know, it depends. Whatever you bring out is going to be negated, but I don't think that's going to matter if, you know, you're planning on using it as material. Now, this thing itself can't be used as material, which, I mean, really disappoints me, but I guess for the discussion and the sake of the card, it's definitely interesting. And then some fun factoids for you collectors out there. The Elemental Hero Clayman from, oh god, this is the old Elemental Hero EHC2 collection. A near mint is 114 big ones for this. Do you know how crazy that is to think about, that this card is at that level of money right now? I don't know. The market is pretty interesting when you get down to the nitty gritty, looking at some of the crazy old specifics within the market. So, what do you guys think about everything kind of happening today? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.